Hustle, something I gotta do. 3 minus 2. I sold the truth. I mean, we sold.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John Allen.
It's your boy Victor Maestro.
And this is the Sports Fix. Man, we're going to give you a good fix for these junkies, man. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the world of sports. Mainly, we want to focus on the NBA as far as these altercations with the fans. A lot of people are blaming it on the pandemic, but you know, like KD said, you know, we're human too. So I wanted to get to the meat of the whole situation, and we need to talk about the Malice in the Palace, because I don't really think the people know about it.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the throwest, like, it was throwed office, because during that era, it was so gun-ho, like, everything was so violent. The music was violent, the situations was violent, everything was so violent, it's just like, that's what you seen, the manifestation of all the violence in that era, man.
Man, it was a tough situation, because you got the rough and tough Bad Boys 2.0 Pistons against the
Indiana Pacers, and they were some
Indiana Pacers, Roughnecks, you know, with Steven Jackson and Jermaine O'Neal. Then you got the wild card, Ron Artest, you know, and the game was going good till the altercation, and there had been a few altercations in that game. We're going to take you back. This is November 19, 2004. We're going to take you guys back. Now, there had been some altercations in the game.
Yeah, facts.
Everything that happened in the game, everybody would have been ejected in 2021.
Oh, easy.
None of the situations that would have happened, they would have never let it get that far. So I understand some of the soft rules and like some of the finesse of today because of the Malice in the Palace, but we're going to continue the story. It gets to the end. It's about 30, 45 seconds left. Ben Wallace and Ron Artest get into a real heated altercation. It causes the whole team, both teams, to basically start a skirmish, start a fight, whatever you want to call it. Now this is stopped.
Well, hold on. You gotta give them a little bit about what was going on with the rivalry in that era, because see, back in the days, rivalries are not like it was. A rivalry back then was a heated situation. So anytime, you know, certain teams met, it was all out on them, because you don't ever know whether it could turn into
what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to turn into a WCW match, and that's what it was.
And we talking about Pistons,
the Knicks,
you know, the Knicks,
man.
the Heat and Knicks, yeah,
yes sir,
fight. That's a fight, man.
Bulls and Knicks,
yeah,
it's going down.
Yeah, you know, Heat and Hornets, you know,
even the Cavaliers used to make a little noise back in the gap.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, that's just 80s, 90s, you know, NBA. That's how it was going down. So it's coming to the 2000s. This is the end of that era. The 2004 is the end of this era, and you know they having an altercation. Ben Wallace is strong as an ox. You know, he's the first person to be inducted into the Hall of Fame without being drafted. So this man is a phenomenal athlete who used to work out with Maurice Green. They were Mount Union. Yeah, they both went to the same college. So he pushed Artest. There's an altercation. Artest is on the announce table. He's on the announce table, and a fan throws a bottle at him. And you know,
at Meta World Peace. Oh, that's when he wasn't Meta World Peace then.
It wasn't nothing about no world.
Yeah, it wasn't about no peace either. Yeah, okay, it's Ron Artest then.
Yeah, Ron Artest.
Okay.
And I'm finna get a piece at your skin.
Yeah, I can dig
to the white meat. Yes, sir.
What's
the man went, he went straight to the crowd, and you know, the like a fight ensued. Everyone, you know, is fighting. Players are fighting fans. Fans are fighting players. And it was just a big, like they say, a big malice. Big melee.
I know people don't like to look at it from this perspective, but when you look at the fans' behavior and understand on a deeper level, I think a lot of NBA stars do. Like, if you look at how it's built like the old Coliseum. So let's just take a trip back. You know what I'm saying? You got the owners, which is the slave masters. They sitting there watching. So you got, you know what I'm saying, they company coming to watch. Well, they company feel like you ain't nothing but an object. So, you know, if you don't perform like I feel like you should, then this is what you're going to see. So that's why I say I feel like those attitudes are just a reflection of true feelings, because what you're seeing is that, okay, you ain't performing like I want you to perform, so you know what? The hell with you. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is.
And going back to KD's statement, these people are human too. It wasn't even a pandemic at that time, and the man just, you know, started the riot. Ron Artest did not start the riot, a fan started the riot. So,
and you would think the NBA, other than just banning them, because like you said, this is not nothing new, this is an old problem. So you would think they would come in and put something in place to stop that.
And that was my point. You put in all of these rules and you did all these regulations for the players. Or the players, yeah, then now some of those people were reprimanded, but for the future, they put a lot of rules in the NBA for the futures for something like that to never happen on the player side. But on the fan side, just like he's saying, they're still throwing bottles. They still have racial slurs. They're pouring popcorn on people. They're still doing the same thing. You know, and it's 2021. That was 2004. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is, they have to do more to a fan because it's a privilege. It's not just because you have X amount of dollars, you can come in here and you can treat somebody a certain way.
And that's what the narrative is.
And that's it. You know, I have X amount of dollars.
So
I can do whatever. My character, my morals, none of that stuff matters.
It don't matter no more. I can do whatever I want to because if my dollar sign means that I'm more significant than you are. Yeah, I think I agree. I'm surprised that they haven't really, because that banning is not working, because, and I feel like with today's, that ain't gonna work because you can, man, it ain't nothing to get another idea.
And then I also want to talk about the racial slurs and undertones. Not only that, but the spitting of Trae Young, because when you have these racial undertones being thrown at players, this is an arena full of thousands of people, children in the arena. Sometimes them children, they might not even never heard that word before.
Exactly.
You know, they get introduced to it at the game, you know, and they're thinking that it's cool. If you want to say something like that about somebody, you keep that in your privacy.
Or this is what you do. And I don't really agree with a lot of things Charles Barkley said, but, you know, he said something key. You should have let that dude, you should have let Kyrie, you know what I'm saying, take him down there and let him handle his business. Because if that's how you feel, then give me a chance to let me defend myself so I can go and put the 1, 2, 3s in your life. So that's why I say I feel like if you really feel like that, I feel like it's okay to do that. But 9 times out of 10, what I learned is those type of people, when you're face to face with your opposition, you're not gonna say nothing. You wouldn't throw that bottle.
And we talked about this privately about the guy spitting on Trae Young. This man gonna spit on him in a professional game when he got his back to him.
Exactly.
You know he can't see you.
He can't get to you because even like with the Russell Westbrook, okay, you threw it on me, but I can't get to you because all these people behind me, they're gonna stop me because that's what they
Westbrook, he hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to catch a man
while he down.
Thank you.
Kicking him while he down.
Come on, man. And that's the whole thing. You shouldn't let these quote unquote roaches, because that's all they are. They're not even human. They're roaches. You shouldn't let these roaches into your arena.
Exactly. I agree, because what they're doing is they're displaying an attitude that we no longer care to see. We didn't want to see it in the first place, but really in this day and age, we really ain't trying to see that.
And I'm all for intense rivalry. And I like the chants. They were like, F you know what I mean? That's cool. There's nothing wrong with, you know, language. But when you go to speeding and you go to throwing stuff, that's a different thing. Yeah. And then, like I said, the racial slurs. And the thing is, most of that stuff is happening in Utah. But what if it was happening in Madison Square Garden? You know, it would be a way bigger issue.
Exactly.
Because of the amount of people in there.
But then too, I think it's bigger than that. I think it shows you the feelings of the people in that particular section.
Because places in that area of the country. Yeah.
Because let's just be honest with you. You're not going to Atlanta. You don't hear about people in Atlanta spitting on nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, it just places where people have a sense of entitlement. That's what I'm seeing.
And the thing about that, like I was telling you, the owner of the Jazz, he's trying to bend his back to help the Morant family because of all the racial things they've been going through. And I feel like, man, you shouldn't have to go through all of that to play. Now, people are probably going through worse as far as like Jackie Robinson, you know, Muhammad Ali, so many others, you know. And I don't want to say you know that nobody's went through that, but in this day and time, you make a note what those guys struggle was for nothing. Exactly. Because if they're breaking the color barrier and they're trying to open up doors for these other African American athletes, they should at least be able to play in today's time without being called the N-word or being called the spook or anything of that nature.
Well, the thing about it is, these type of things are not like just they're taught. So what you're seeing is that racism, it still exists. It's just more like, you know, behind the scenes.
And that's also like you say, racism does exist. But when you have a time where they're killing African Americans at an all-time rate, you know, and people, you don't know if a person's in the arena in fear. You don't know.
Yeah.
You could be a professional African American man. You take your children to the game, and you hear so much racial undertones, you could be scared for your life. You don't know what's going to happen.
Well, I think Black America pretty much see like the news, and we pretty much know, you know, we know what's critical, and me myself personally, because growing up in Texas, you know, we know something real about this. So I mean, you from the South too, you know. So I mean, you just kind of know how to steer away from them situations, because it's not going nowhere. Because like I said, this is not something that you just wake up one day and do. This is behaviors that's taught. So, you know, the people that's taught, you know, we're not far enough removed yet, and it's not time yet. Because when it is time, all that racism is gonna go, because there's no place for it.
Oh yeah, man.
So, the NBA is not doing anything about it because they have no problem with it. Because obviously banning people is not stopping the behavior. You know what I'm saying? They press charges on this guy, the guy in the Kyrie incident. They press charges on the guy, and you know, I don't even think it's a felony. So it's like at the end of the day, it's like no real, you know, nothing to really just say, hey, I don't need to do this.
And they've been getting everything, you know, right as far as like social justice to play in, you know, the HBCU All-Star game. Well, right now, man, we need you guys to get this right. We need you know, we need you to get this right, man, because like KD said, man, that's the best quote. We human too. You know, you got the best brand in the world as far as sports, the best athletes. So now you have to protect these athletes, because you don't want guys that could play multiple sports thinking, I'm not safe in the NBA, I'm going to play football. Or I'm not safe in the NBA, I'm going to go to play baseball.
Exactly.
For safety measures.
Or I'm not safe, so that's how about let's get smart and start our own league.
You know what I mean?
Put our money together. That way we know our best interest is at heart. Because that's what the play is.
But I guess that was a sign from the one. This will be a sign off. I'm John Allen.
It's your boy Victor Maestro.
And this is the Sports Fix.
Oh yeah, we will be back next with a documentary on unsung heroes. So y'all stay tuned. This is Sports Fix.